Guys, before this video even starts, I wanna apologize because I forgot to turn my mic on. So yeah, so this video I'm just gonna make a recap of what I've done with Bulgaria and how I actually conquered the whole world. So let's get right into it. Like modifying the Bulgarian army, GDP, money, and everything really quickly, and I made sure to just put a ton of army, but then I realized that if I do this, we're just gonna win instantly. So instead of that, I put zero soldiers on everything except for tanks, so we have a better chance just at winning, and that's what I did. I put zero on everything, and now you're gonna see the from the tanks. I'm just gonna spam 9s, and I have max tanks. Then I maxed imperialism, aggressive, defensive, and peaceful, and that was it. Then I was in Bulgaria. I saw my grandpa grow. I started developing my everything that I can with the points. Then I developed this a little bit. I saw that I have nuclear bombs, so I decided to just spam Europe everywhere like a dumbass. And that was a big mistake because later in the video I'll really regret it because I'll need to get the whole world. Then after spamming a ton of bombs, I realized that my economic growth failed, and I started to just conquer some territories in Europe to hopefully get it fixed, but it didn't work. And I got Greece, Turkey, I got islands. Yeah, now I'm just, when I got the islands, I went for Turkey. I got it really fast. Then I went for Iraq, and I saw that the whole world hated me, so I was in full rush mode because if I didn't do anything, I'll die. So I got Iran really fast, but my economic growth started to really go down. So I started to panic, and I started to invade as many countries as I can. So I got Israel as well, I got Saudi Arabia, I got pretty much everything, and I saw that my military spendings were about it for I don't know what reason, just maxed them. And then I decided to reduce them, and I just started conquering Oman, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, all these countries for money, but as you can expect, they didn't have much. So then I came back, and I saw that my army was just dropping, so I recruited a lot of tanks. Then I went for Italy, and I conquered Europe in hopes that I would get a lot of economy, but because I nuked them earlier, they didn't have anything left. And then I spammed economic stimulus everywhere, but it really didn't do much. And yeah, I was at first place, but I was falling fast, so I got Italy, Switzerland, France. Then I got the UK. Yeah, there we go. We just got the UK, Ireland, Spain. And Spain was falling back, but it didn't really well. Then after conquering Spain, I went into the economical RDs, and I maxed everything, and I spam European banks that didn't do much. I got Portugal, I got Belgium, I got the Netherlands, I got Germany, I got Denmark, I got Austria, I basically got the whole Europe, as you can see, but they didn't have a lot of economy. Then I got Estonia, Lithuania, all of these countries, and I went for Russia, which was, okay, but it wouldn't really matter because my economical growth was still failing. But I saw that the US and China were getting in front of me, so I just decided to nuke China a little bit, and actually the whole continent of Asia pretty much. Then I saw that the US are getting stronger, so I mobilized some army, Yeah, so that was it. But I took place the US was first, so I decided to do the most logical thing. Yeah, nuke the USA, but when I say nuke, I mean spam bombs every square inch of the USA territory, bro. And I was in shock because I bombed them so much that didn't have any economy. Then I bombed North Korea, South Korea, Japan, China, and as you can see, there's India, Kazakhstan that hit as well. And that was bad because I didn't realize that the whole economy was ruined. But it was too late to realize anything at this point. So I just ended up recruiting commandos. I got Russia, well, most of it, but I came back to get the rest of the Russian territory. I, yeah, I got back. Now I was just looking at my army if it was recruiting because actually the problem was that my army wasn't coming and I didn't know why. So I started to panic a little bit. But I got the missing territories from Russia. And then I looked up at how many countries are left, and there were 81, and Eastern Timor was still alive. And I checked that the small islands for the small nations in China had already got them. My exchange rate was okay, everything was looking fine. I stabilized everything, but I got Russia, but I was so confused on why my soldiers in my military wasn't coming, and I saw that actually Brazil was coming in the first place. And after I got Russia, I looked at China, Brazil, Mexico, keeping up with me, and that was because I didn't nuke them. But yeah, I saw that Brazil was first, and I said, no, not this time. And as you can imagine, I nuked them from every corner, and they lost all of their economy, of course. And I was just spamming, as you can see, I was just spamming with the depressive face because I was so bored of just nuking every country, but life is life, and I just nuked them, and that I think that bring them back a lot. And yeah, basically just spam them. Then I went to check, and there were 8th place, and I was like, oh yeah, no, they're gonna be down for so long. Either that I know that they're gonna be in the end game because they conquered a random island. Yeah, and then I started to get Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, all these small countries, because why? Because I really didn't have much to do. No, I started to check, and I was back to first place. I got Pakistan. I checked China and India just to see, and I saw that Mexico is in second place. I was confused at first because Mexico is in first place. Why? Anyways, I got China. Then I got to produce troops, and I applied tanks and everything. I tried to fix it, and actually started working because before my army wasn't recruiting, but I fixed it. Thank God I fixed it because my army was slowly dying. But anyways, I almost conquered China at this point because they didn't have an army, and I had like 10 million tanks, and I just kept on recruiting commandos until I had millions. I bring up the liquidity a little bit. Then I invaded a bit of China, and I saw that India was getting some territories as well. And then I saw literally that the US and Brazil were so bombed that they were literally struggling to even get a small piece of land. Well, I will not talk for China because literally I destroyed everything that they had, well, pretty much everything. and then I just got this last chunk of China, which was not the last chunk because they invaded so many small territories that it was annoying. Then I went for Kazakhstan just because they're a big nation with no army that was just annoying me a little bit. And I got them really fast because they didn't have an army. Then I went for the small islands that the Greece had left, and I went for Erali. Then I went for Monaco and Cyprus, and then I went for Norway, Finland, and the small territory of South Korea. And after this, I checked and I just decided to get Japan, North Korea, South Korea, the Indian territories, Taiwan, the Philippines, basically everything that I can. And I got the small island that was connecting to my other islands. I got South and North Korea pretty fast. Then I decided to invade the Indian territories that were in China, and the small pieces that China had took back because I didn't like this. But at first I just invaded a little bit of India, not too much. And then I decided to just go for Vietnam, and by accident I invaded another country and I just decided to keep on moving. I got the small pieces of land that China had. I got Taiwan. Then I went back for Vietnam to get it, and I just invaded the Philippines really quickly because they're no match for me. Then I just got these small countries right there. I just nuked India for no reason. Again, I got a part of India. I got Bangladesh. I started invading India. I got Nepal. Then I just invaded India. Pretty much I separated it in two, and then I just conquered the top of India. Then the left side of it, and they tried to fight back, but that didn't happen. Then I started just dividing them in two because I was so powerful that they can literally do nothing. So I divided them in two. I got the north side of India. Then with the south remaining, I just conquered it pretty fast because the south is a weaker part of India. And yeah, just a weaker part, and it was pretty fast. Then I got Sri Lanka really fast as well. Then I went for Indonesia because there were enemies, and they had a pretty good economy because I had a new moon, so I decided just to conquer them. And I kept an eye on the map just to see if the United States or Mexico or someone was just starting to invade a lot of countries. And I saw that there were like 51 countries remaining, so we were making progress. And our global dominance was way higher than before at 52%. Even though we could have won if I hadn't bombed everyone, but you learn something new every day. But next time we'll not bomb them. I got this small territory from China. Then I just decided to get this another territory from China. I got these small islands. Then I decided to just conquer Africa really fast because they still had a pretty good economy. I got the DRC, South Africa, and a lot of random countries out there. Nothing too hard to get except from the Chinese territories that I thought they were hard to get, but they didn't even have an army, so it was even easier than the African countries. And yeah, I took Ethiopia. Then I thought, oh, let me just get some water real quickly. And I just took Sudan. I then took some more water just because it was just taking so much time for no reason, and I was getting kind of tired. But I got Angola, and then I just started to get Madagascar, China, pretty much because Chinese territories, and I got them pretty fast. I mean, they were still fighting, but like I destroyed them. Then I just got this piece of chunk. Okay, now I don't even remember what the okay, I just took more of the Chinese territory, and I think that after this I just went for Nigeria and all these countries. Yeah, I went for this country, then I went for who again? Yeah, Nigeria. Then I went for China again. Then I went for these countries right here. Then I went from uh, uh, the upper countries. I went for Mali. Um, yeah. Then I just took some more Chinese territory, and I just took. Basically, I took Morocco and this small country. The Residency. I took Algeria, which was pretty straightforward because the whole world hated me, but I couldn't do anything. But my global dominance was going to 70%, but my army was drastically dropping to 700 million. But then I got Egypt, and with this last country conquered, Africa was mine. Then I went for the whole continent of America because it was literally the last thing that I could think of to win the game. So that's what I did. I took Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Uruguay, Paraguay. I look at the map, there were 20 countries left. But I didn't go for Brazil, and I just got because I bombed them, and I didn't think that there were resources left. But yeah, I recruited maybe, I don't know, like 70k tanks or something like that, which is pretty good. But I already had maybe 700,000, which is way more than enough just to conquer the whole world, basically. Then I got Argentina and Chile, and after I got Chile, I just went for Central America, and then I went for the US and Canada. But first I took Central America or China once again because they just invaded them. Then I went just for Mexico directly, so I crushed them, and my global dominance was getting way up to I think 90%. So I was getting happy 91%. I thought that if I invade the US, it would be game over, but because I had nuked them so much, it wasn't game over. I was growing slowly, but their whole economy was ruined. So I got up. Then I got this territory, and I invaded Canada, and I thought, okay, you know what? Because it's growing so fast, I'm just gonna take some territories in Canada, and then I went back into the USA. I took as many territories as I can, but Australia was coming in really fast, and I was getting annoyed because they were taking some territories that could be helpful. And then I connected the Mexican side and the American side. I started to invade Canada as much as I can, just so I get some resources or something. And I went back to the US and I took everything. But Australia was becoming really annoying because they were just taking every territory that I can take. And now with only 7 countries left, I decided to go for Brazil, but first I just attacked them so I can get these territories. And my global dominance was getting almost to 95%. But actually, my bad. I went for Australia first. Yeah, I went for Australia first, and then I went for Brazil, and I recruited once again like 7,000 tanks just to have some backup. Then I conquered Australia. I didn't really mind for the islands because they were just islands, and I didn't think that they would be really important, but they were. China was at 7th place, and I didn't even know where they were hiding. But then I found an island that was
for the Chinese.
and decided to just get Australia a little bit. And then I look up the different islands, and I got some more Australian territories. And I attacked Brazil because I thought that if I attack Brazil, it's gonna be game over. And then I was just scrolling on my phone, apparently, or just watching something whilst my army was invading them. I zoom in, and I saw that China is somewhere in the world just hiding from everyone. I decided to bring up my other army, and my global defense was growing. It was at 98%, 99%. I was hyped up. I thought that it was game over. I conquered these two islands. I was praying for my life. Guess what? No. Then I took this, and no. I needed 0.2% to win the game. I decided to invade Brazil. Then I decided to invade Australia at 99.9%. I was just praying that it would work. Just praying. Then I got the rest of Canada at 0.92%. It was growing slowly but surely, but it was finally coming to an end. The only 4 countries left. I took as many islands from Canada as I could. I went to eliminate them, but it didn't work, and I didn't know where were the other islands, so I just attacked Australia. And then I found this little small island that I took from Canada, and this one, and then I just started invading Australia because I just wanted to win at this point, because this video literally took 2 hours to record, so I was kind of annoyed, and I really wanted to go to the bathroom, but I couldn't just leave and then come back, because it would be boring for the video. So I invaded this small part of Brazil. I went back to the reservists. I got them. My global dominance was 99.92%. I got this 33.4%. Then I got these territories, but I didn't really change a thing, so I invaded more Brazil. It was now coming to 0.96%, 98%. I thought it was really the end, but it wasn't. It was 99.99%. And at this point, I was so annoyed because I thought, oh no, if I have to conquer every island, it will be so annoying. But no, I went back to Canada because they were just taking a lot of territories, and I just reclaimed back my territories. And this is how I got 100%, I think. And I was just looking at the map, confused as hell. Why not get more territories? Oh, I was at 99.99%. Then I looked up for small islands, nothing. And I just decided to invade more of Australia. And then it finally happened. I hit 100%, I think. Wait, is it now? Yeah, it's now. Guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm in another shirt. I have my glasses because I'm recording this the next day. But yeah, we done it. We conquered the whole world with the custom mode with Bulgaria, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.